as soon as we heard that the schools were shutting down last March, we jumped right into the virtual world. We didn't want the students to suffer because they weren't in the classrooms. So we immediately took our private lesson program, which is the Pays to Play private lesson funds, where we provide lessons for students, and moved it virtual. Had all of our teachers learn how to use Zoom, learn how to use the software that they needed to make that happen, so that we were able to take the students that really wanted to continue their studies and give them those lessons from home. We also immediately went to virtual classroom help. You can imagine how hard it is for one teacher to be in a classroom with 60 students. Imagine that one teacher being on a Zoom class with that many students. I mean, it's a near impossible thing for them to have to do. So we taught our teachers how they could come in and be a part of the classroom with the teachers that were in the schools, so that they had that support during the school day as well. You go to our YouTube site, you can see a lot of the shows, you can see all the interviews, you can watch the June experience. The other fun thing that's on there, and a program that we were able to present this summer, was our Jazz Academy. And that is a 2-week program that we do each summer for college age students. Where they come in and work with jazz masters. Christian McBride, the world-renowned bassist, Grammy-winning bassist, is our artistic director. And though he couldn't be here in person for the 2-week session, we did it virtually. And we had a huge screen with Christian every day, watching rehearsals, giving feedback. We partner with the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami on that. We had their staff out here doing the classes every day. We created a little pod for 21 students and these teachers where they were together each day, every day. We were doing temperature checks throughout the day, symptom checks throughout the day. And we were really proud that we were able to pull it off this summer when so many music camps and festivals weren't able to produce what they usually do. It was a smaller version. It was difficult, but we pulled it off, and I think that everybody appreciated it. And then the end of it is a big band concert, which traditionally we would do at the rooftop of the Aspen Art Museum and sell hundreds of tickets. And since we couldn't do that, we were able to take the students, put them in a big band configuration at the Benedict Music Tent. So they were spread out. We had, the screens up, everything, and then we were able to live stream that. And what was cool about that was, historically, when we do the live concerts, they're great, and hundreds of people do get to come and see it, but their parents aren't there. These are kids from all around the country. Their parents aren't there. They don't get to enjoy it. Their friends, their teachers. So this way we were able to open it up to a wider audience, and that as well is on our YouTube page, and I strongly encourage people to check it out because it was a great performance. I have to say, the creative process through this whole thing has really been invigorating. It's been exciting. We're talking about things we have never talked about before, and trying to come up with ideas that, had never been thought before. And it's not just Jazz Aspen Snowmass, it's everybody. And there is an excitement to it. When we had to cancel June, or I say cancel, but we really just postponed, because we did have all the artists signed for next year. And same with Labor Day, when we postponed Labor Day. And again, very grateful for all of those artists are able to come for 2021. We got so much feedback when those announcements were made, not negative, but more, oh, we're heartbroken. We've been coming to Labor Day for 20 years. We can't believe we won't be able to do June again this year. And everybody, we cannot wait until next year. I mean, there's such excitement and build up for when we are able to come back. But I think seeing those messages and hearing the feedback from people just really reiterated the fact that we got to do something. We can't do nothing. These are our people, these are our donors, our fans. What can we do? And that's when we started building this content and trying to come up with these different ideas with artists. And as we're learning, they're learning too. If you look back at some of the stuff we did in June, and how some of the artists were presenting their music from their homes and how they're doing it now, there's a big change, and it's kind of interesting, because all of a sudden you're a musician, but you don't have your production team there or your sound team there. And it's just you in your living room trying to present something just to be able to play with people. And in a very short period of time, the quality of these performances has really, really just excelled. Right now, there's so much to be said. There's so many, things going on in the world that we know are affecting these kids, whether it's COVID or racial injustice or, whatever it is. Here's a way for them to express themselves creatively while learning, and still playing their music and singing their songs. And so we came up with the idea of the singer-songwriter contest. We've done a workshop. It's about an hour-long workshop that you can also find on our YouTube channel. And we had local musicians come in and talk to students via Zoom about the songwriting process and how you start with the lyrics and how you start with the music and then the recording process. So even if you're completely new to songwriting and you don't have any, of the background, check out the workshop. It's really not that hard. It's a simple thing, and it's a great way to express yourself. Information on everything we've talked about today can be found at jazzaspensnowmass.org. Also strongly encourage you to sign up for our newsletter, which you can do there on the website, because we're constantly sending out new information about fun stuff like songwriting contests and cooking demonstrations. Also, always social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and again, jazzaspensnowmass.org. That's the main spot for all the information.